Hey, what's happening, Baltimore Ravens fans? Welcome back to the Bald Perspective. Let's talk. Could the Baltimore Ravens ignore the offensive line once again early in this 2026 draft? Could it be another year with a deep offensive line class that the Baltimore Ravens wait until the late rounds to try to add talent and depth to their roster? Or is EDC's comments just podium speak? You see, when asked a question about the draft board, EDC spoke to the fact that they have roughly 197 players that are draftable. Then he moved forward and spoke about having 4 fifth-round picks, and they had challenged the coaches to hit on those picks. And then he moved to an offensive line question, which I think was a second part of a question. And here's what he said.
Guys kind of throughout first round, second round, all the way through players that we think would be good value in the sixth and seventh rounds that hopefully could fall to us. So that's a nice thing. That's a nice position for us to be in. Last year, I don't think that the offensive line board was probably quite as robust, but it's very cyclical, and you see from year to year how the board changes.
Yeah, when you hear EDC talk, he said, "Oh yeah, there's draftable guys in the first and second round." But then he clearly went on to say, because the draft at offensive line is so robust, so deep, that they hope some guys fall to them in the sixth or the seventh round. Now, I could absolutely be leaning too much in one direction, but history would tell us in this EDC general managing drafting era that the offensive line is not that important. Of course, I don't expect them to take an offensive lineman in the first round, as he clearly in his press conference notes that after the midway point, the talent drops off. I think that the Baltimore Ravens will trade back because of that to get more picks and get a higher volume of players in that top 100. But it doesn't sound like to me that offensive line is priority early in this draft or even middle of the draft. See, he didn't say hopefully some offensive linemen fall to us in the third round or the fourth round or the fourth, fifth rounders that he talked about. He said sixth or the seventh round. It's really concerning because when we look at the Baltimore Ravens over the last 8 years, we have one second round offensive lineman, which was Roger Rosengarten. We have one third rounder, if I'm remembering correctly, which was Orlando Brown. And then we have one first rounder that we happened to get due to the Hollywood Brown trade. So there is some drafting of high end offensive linemen, but for the most part, the offensive line, just like in free agency, kind of goes unkept. You guys let me know what you think about his commentary. Do you think it's going to be more of the same, that the offensive line will be ignored early? You see, because we understand that there's 3 guards who are highly touted early. Actually, 4 guards. There's Vega, first rounder, Chase. I can't remember his last name, but it begins with the B. Top of the second round, late first. There's Emmanuel Progna, or however you pronounce his name, mid second round, and then there's Keelan Rutledge, who has continued to move up draft boards. And so those are 4 prime time plug and play day one starters. Now, if the Baltimore Ravens have fallen in love with Emory Jones and believe that he's the starter, they certainly may ignore the position. You guys let me know. Until next video, I'm out.